Hey everyone, welcome to Chips and Salsa, where we bring you expert insights into security and intel. I'm Jerry.
Howdy ho, I'm CRob. Hey Jerry. Hey Jerry.
Hey
Do you
CRob.
know what time it is?
I think I do.
It's Tuesday! And today we're going to walk through the Intel security advisories that are going to be released in February of 2022.
That's right. So
That
yeah,
is
CRob.
right.
Today we released 24 advisories addressing 76 CVEs. 45 or 59% of today's CVEs were found internally as a result of Intel's proactive security assurance efforts.
Now, to help viewers better understand today's releases, we've broken the updates out into three categories: processors, connectivity, and software. We're going to start off with the processor advisories. And Jerry, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. So this category consists of processor-specific advisories as well as other items that ship as part of the CPU platform, such as chipset firmware and BIOS updates. So first up is Intel SA00470. This is the Intel chipset firmware advisory. Here we are addressing two medium and one high severity CVE, all found by Intel. The highest severity issue with a CVSS score of 7.3 affects Intel Server Platform Services, or SPS, and could potentially allow a standard authenticated user to escalate privilege, but also requires physical access to the target system. We invite users to review the advisory to determine which versions of SPS, active management technology, and the Intel Power Management Controller are affected based on the platforms they're using.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Intel SA00527. This is a BIOS advisory addressing 16 CVEs. 8 of these were found by Intel. Most of these issues here allow for escalation of privilege and affect a range of platforms. We recommend that customers visit their OEM support site to find the latest firmware updates for your systems.
Yeah, now we're looking at Intel SA00532, Intel Processor Breakpoint Control Flow Advisory. And this addresses one medium severity CVE that may allow, again, an authenticated user to enable a denial of service via local access. This issue affects most processors and is addressed through a microcode update. And as with most microcode updates, end users can find those updates via their system manufacturer support sites.
Next up, we have Intel SA00561. This is the Intel Processor Advisory. Here we have one internally found CVE with a CVSS score of 6.5, which is medium. This one needs to be reviewed by cloud service providers in particular to help them understand the issue and the mitigations, and we released a technical paper on intel.com where you can learn more.
And you can find that at the link below. The final advisory in this section is Intel SA00589, which is an Atom processor advisory addressing one low severity CVE discovered internally by Intel employees. Here, an authenticated user could potentially enable information disclosure or cause a denial of service via network access. So, CRob, now let's move on to connectivity. We won't go into details on all of these, but here are 5 advisories addressing 31 vulnerabilities. 26 of these were found internally by Intel. And in the table, you can see that there are 2 Bluetooth advisories, 2 wireless advisories, and one for the 82599 Ethernet controller. For most people, you can find these updates on your system manufacturer's website, or you can download the latest drivers from intel.com.
Nice. And our final category today is software, where we have 13 advisories addressing 21 CVEs. Hey, Jerry, you know that most of the software and component drivers, those are the main things we receive bug bounty submissions on. So you shouldn't be surprised at all that most of these came through that bug bounty program.
Yeah, that's true, CRob. I mean, over the years, we've seen great participation in our bug bounty program. And are any of these ones that we should call attention to specifically?
There's a few. I think the main ones, first off, I would highlight the Quartus advisory, which is Intel SA 00632, because there's a high severity CVE that's applicable to the FPGA designers. Then next up would be SA 00575. That affects the Intel Active Management Technology SDK, which, in addition to a lot of words, requires an update. There are also a couple of Android applications in today's release. Intel SA 00608 for the Intel Capital Global Summit app, and that has been discontinued. And then there's the Intel SA 00607 for the Intel Smart Campus Android app, which requires an update for a low severity issue. Users of this application can get that update through the Google Play Store.
Well, awesome. Thanks, CRob. I guess that's it for February 2022 updates and also for this episode of Chips and Salsa. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody, and happy patching.